I forgot to set up the spinning coin. Oh my goodness.
And the lights.
And the lights. What is wrong with me today? And staring at too many charts. My eyes are getting a little fried here. 1 second, everybody. The lights.
GM, everybody. Welcome to the show. Here, I'll do this really quick. I'll bring that up. What's up, guys? Go ahead and smash the like button while AJ sets up those lights. You got to set the mood. You got to have the vibe.
Gotta have the vibe.
And you can't, there's no way we can't not have the spinning coin. I think that would cause problems in the chat.
Yeah, the chat gets mad every time there's no spinning coin. Let's start over. What's up, everyone? My name's AJ Writes Crypto. It is Wednesday, March 5th. So I wasn't really feeling too high yesterday. And when I don't feel like myself, I'm not gonna like try to blah, you know what I mean? I gotta be dialed. And obviously a lot of things going on, and sometimes you gotta take some time to think. You gotta take some time to kind of get focused. And I'm all for I'm not gonna call it a mental health day. That's not what it was. I was just tired. Okay, like you know what I mean. I was just sleepy, man. But shout out, there's we're getting there. We're climbing up on the viewers. Everybody, make sure you smash the like button early in the show to get us going in that algorithm. Participate in the chat. Shout out to everybody who is already here. Your mom is here. Did you see that in the chat, Chains? It says your mom is here. Randall, Dance, Bamsey, Daniel, Desert Crypto, I Am a Grogger, Dwan, Overnight Express, Chris D, High Vibes, Meninja, everybody. Shout out y'all here. So we are going to do a rate my portfolio today. I wanted to do it yesterday, but since we do it yesterday, we're doing it today. You guys know the deal. We'll give you a score of from -5 to 100, and there's a reason -5 is there. And I think it's really important to do some rate my portfolios now, as we're in that like transition period between now and like when we're projected to have that Q3, Q4, the real bull run. We've seen what's possible. It's already been proven to us that retail hasn't really gone anywhere. And I really feel that the whales are moving most of the things anyway. Of course, we will go over my portfolio that I'm going to make a video of later. Going to update you guys on that, like some of it now, and then the full update in the video later today. And that should be interesting. Also, I do want to point out to you guys that, yesterday I got in a trade from a SWE setup that I posted in the Telegram group. It was pretty rock solid trade, about 23%, made about $4,000. Not bad at all. Oh, the wrong overlay is on the screen, or did I click that? I clicked that. Pretty rock solid setup, and it was from a setup directly from the Telegram group. And we are, working on getting as many people over to Bitunix as we can, since that is the official exchange sponsor of AJ Writes Crypto. And I have it marked so the UID numbers, like your personal number, come in the order they sign up in. So the next 50 people to sign up with this link, one of those 50 people is going to get $1,000, and only about 30 some people have done it already. So if you aren't over on Bitunix, head over to my Twitter, sign up with this link, and your UID number will be put into the basket, and we will go from there. So definitely a big shout out to Bitunix, sponsor of the channel. Also, quickly, let's go over, got a lot to go through today, but I do want to go over, overview of the market. Bitcoin still under 90,000. Of course, I want to take a look at the Bitcoin chart. I also promised, I forget who it was in the chat, but they wanted to see Pyth, Pyth. I have it written down on my handy dandy sticky notes here. We will cover the Pyth chart for the gentleman who wanted me to cover it yesterday. I actually have a handful of charts I want to show you guys today, along with the portfolio, if anyone wants portfolio ratings. And I'll even go over the portfolio that I'm building now. So hey, look, it says Pyth Network number 12.
Jeez Louise, that's crazy.
That doesn't feel right.
Do you think it'll stay up?
I don't think so, man. I don't know, dude. Like, my question with them the whole time is, there was a lot of questions last week when it really rolled out. And then there was like, some accusations of insider trading and people kind of confused. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of questions next to that one. And I want to know where the money came from. You know what I mean? 13.
Does everybody even have all their coins yet?
I don't know. That's the thing. I did the Pi thing. I used to press the button every day. Jada used to do it too. And then I know they did a heavy tokenomics because it used to say I had like 70,000 coins. And now I have like 60 coins. So it's like, I don't really know if that was all worth like $100, $200 or whatever. But yeah, it is weird to see that one so high up the list. Let's see how that progresses over the next couple weeks. We got Hedera coming in 14th place, Chainlink right under it, both worth about $10 billion. Avalanche 19th, sitting at, I feel like a $20 Avalanche. Doesn't that feel cheap to you, bro?
Yeah, dude. I'm more of a fan of like the $40 to $50 Avalanche. I think that's where it should be.
Yeah, I think I could go like 90, 100. I think AVAX is
154. I think is the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around
something up there. Yeah, I think a 5x for AVAX makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know how much more than a 5x, but I feel like a 5x makes sense. Ondo down here, 38 by market cap, just under near protocol. Will be interesting to see. Even Aptos near Ondo, all between 3.4 and 3.2 billion. That's, I like to watch things race through exposure. Like I'll buy like 1,000 of this and 1,000 of that and match them next to each other, or even 100 of this and 100 of that. Because when you pay attention to certain projects through exposure, you kind of follow it more closely because it's like a personal thing. And to see the race between Aptos near and Ondo, 3.4 to 3.2, that's going to be an interesting one to keep track of as we inch closer.
I'm interested to see what happens Friday, because rumors on the streets are Ondo is going to be at the crypto summit at the White House Friday. So we'll see if there's anything, because maybe the strategic reserve is they're going to add a few more things into it. Ondo is US based. They World Liberty Financial's got a position in it, a pretty hefty one at this point. So you never know, man. I'm not trying to I'm not starting rumors. I'm just spreading them.
Yeah, for sure. And that is definitely going to be Friday. I'll get to that in 1 second. So gainers and losers, Bitcoin Cash leading JTO Jito. That's a new coin in the top 100 I need to check out for sure. Ondo up 15%, but guys, it's up 15%, but it's still only $1.05. I think any Ondo under $1.50 is probably a really good buy. Any Ondo near $1 is an absolute steal. And I feel the same way with Cardano. You know what I mean? Cardano is still 94 cents. That's a chart and a story that I want to look at as well. Something we've been paying attention to. Sonic FTM. That is the setup we put in the Telegram group. I believe last night, or was it the night before? I have to check up on that. I haven't personally seen any alarms go off, or maybe I missed them, but that is one that I've been watching pretty closely. SWI has been the one I've been personally trading lately, but I still have a handful of other tokens.
SWI is down in like the 230s? Or
yeah, dude, SWI feels wild. Cheap, dude. Cheap. And Vchain. Hey, we got some big news with Vchain right here, up 8.2%. 52 by market cap, still under 3 cents. Any Vchain you buy under 3 cents, I'm telling you guys, is an absolute win. I can't say too much, but I had a phone call yesterday with Sonny Liu, the founder of Vchain himself. And like I said, we are coordinating. We are doing 4 long-term podcasts this year. And for each podcast we do, we are giving away a Tesla, a brand new off the showroom Tesla Model 3.
Wow.
4 Teslas given away this year. So guys, pay attention to what Sonny and I are doing. These podcasts that we're going to do are really cool. We're going to, I believe for the first one, we're going to rent out a podcast studio in Miami because there's the big UFC fight. Let me double check my calendar. It is April 19th, or is it April 12th? Yeah, April 12th, excuse me. Big UFC fight. And there's one thing I can't say, but before that fight in Miami, we're going to do the first podcast. And I couldn't be more excited. And to, I've always been known to do giveaways. I love doing giveaways. I love giving back to the community. Like you guys, without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. So it feels wrong to not give back to you guys. Like all the money that I make from YouTube, that includes memberships, super chats, and ad revenue, a couple $1,000s a month. That all goes to giveaways. So if you send a super chat like for a portfolio rating, that's not going back to me. That's going back to the groggers. Obviously the Super Bowl giveaway, that was a big one. I do a lot of giveaways, and I like giving back to the community. It's only right to give back to the groggers. And I know a lot of people in the chat, may have won a t-shirt, may have won $100, $200 along the way. Obviously we do merch giveaways, we do crypto giveaways, we kind of do it all. But to be giving away 4 Teslas this year, man, like that's pretty cool, and obviously big shout out to Sonny from Vchain. Big shout out to, dude, who I have to give a real big shout out to right now? I'm looking for the tweet this second. 1 minute. Here it is right here. Let me click on over to Twitter. Yeah. So Dana White, not only has Vchain become a title sponsor for Power Slap. I don't know if y'all have ever watched Power Slap or have been to a Power Slap event. Really good time. Basically it's and what's interesting about Power Slap, it's like the TikTok of UFC. It's just a highlight reel. You basically hold on to this thing and you slap the shit out of someone, and then if they don't get knocked out, well, guess what? It's your turn. You're getting slapped, and they just go back and forth and back and forth, and we're talking like big boys, like and it just creates viral moments. And it is obviously owned by the same company that owns the UFC, and not only is Vchain still a main sponsor for the UFC, that's not going on anywhere. Now they are a title sponsor for Power Slap. And what's interesting about the title sponsor for Power Slap is now Dana White himself is an official Vchain ambassador. That's massive. Big money. I'm a Vchain ambassador, and now I'm technically on the same team as Dana White. That is absolutely insane. Even in this little video right here, if you go to Twitter to sign up for Bitunix, check out this tweet as well, because he literally talks about Vchain in this little video here, with the Vchain Power Slap shirt on. And this is a power move for Vchain. This is big for the V fam. Name a top, basically a top 50 crypto project with more visibility than Vchain. Really, really massive news there. I couldn't be more excited for all that. And of course, there are some things I got to kind of keep under the rug about the coming Miami UFC fight, but there's going to be some pretty cool stuff happening. And of course, stay tuned for that podcast, and stay tuned for how you can be put in to be entered for the giveaway to win a Tesla Model 3. Of course, that will be the grand prize. There will be other aspects of that giveaway, whether it's like, if the grand prize is a Model 3, I bet, second, third place will probably get $1,000. I bet fourth, 4, 5, 6 will probably get like $500. And then there will probably, 6th through 10th or whatever, will probably get like a big Vchain merch packer. So something like that. There will be 10 winners, but the grand prize is the Tesla Model 3. So stay tuned. We're giving away 4 Teslas, dude. Let's do it.
That's wild, man. That's so cool.
Yeah. It's so funny. My dad was like, "Oh, how do I win that Tesla?"
Just so happen to be wearing my V. I just remembered.
Oh,
today. Look at that.
Looks good.
Yeah.
It looks
that's
good.
Wild, man. That's such a cool thing that they're doing. I'm actually getting ready to put together a whole video on, because you and I talked about the sustainability aspect and how it's such a huge, massive ecosystem that really is yet to be discovered within crypto and blockchain. But, Boston Consulting Group by 2030 has got the big number projected. And so, man, I think that's a huge opportunity. So you talk about not only the visibility with the UFC and the Power Slap, we know that they play an integral role with Walmart China in like the tracking and all that stuff. But this having the whole sustainability arm attached to it as well, man. I'm super, just like you, bullish on Vchain. VFam for life.
VFam for 110%. one of the best communities in all of crypto. And hey, Sonny is staying true to his word about, we did that Twitter space the end of last year, kind of saying, and he flat out said most of the roadmap out loud in that Twitter space, basically alluding to how many dApps they want to have on VBetterDAO by the end of this year, how many transactions that they plan to have. And I'll actually show you some of the transactions that Mugshot has actually been making some serious progress. So let me pull.
I'm saying, look, everybody in the world, you drink coffee out of a Yeti cup or a Stanley or whatever people are using, right? Like everyone's doing that. Take a picture of it, send it in, earn rewards. Something you do every day. It might be pennies now, right? But over time, that stuff adds up for something you're already doing. So why not?
Exactly. And right here, 700,000 verified mugshots in 1 week.
Wow.
That's like stacking reusable mugs to reach the International Space Station twice.
Let's go.
The mugshot movement is unstoppable. Let's hit 1 million next. And guys, if you're not doing this, guys, the reason I'm talking about this is because 700 verified mugshots in 1 week, 700,000 times people earned free crypto in the form of better rewards. Also, if you drink coffee every morning like I do, all right, here's literally my mugshot coffee mug. Okay. You put your coffee in the mug, you already have your V World wallet. You take a picture of your coffee in the mug. It validates that you're not using a plastic, paper, or styrofoam cup. And boom, just like that, you earn free Better token. And some people are like, oh, well, it's only a couple pennies. Hold the phone. Because first of all, it's an action that you can do every day. And Mugshot is just one of the many dApps on VBetterDAO. You can do multiple things on VBetter every day. Also, the Better token 10x'd.
It was wild, dude.
10x'd. So, and that coin is going to continue to move. It is going to continue to fluctuate. Do not sleep on the power of VBetterDAO and specifically Mugshot. If you're not doing your Mugshot every morning, if you drink coffee in the morning, you can earn free crypto before you walk out your door in the morning. So big shout out to Vchain, big shout out to Mugshot. Also got to give a shout out to Munko over at Algorand. I wore my Munko shirt on the live stream yesterday, and it is, basically a meme coin on Algorand. I hold a little teeny bit of it. And I posted this because, I met the guys from Munko on at the Algo Ranch side event at ETH Denver. And cool as could be, they did like a little airdrop giveaway to everyone who was there in person, gave away the t-shirts and stuff like that. And I love to see that aspect of the Algorand community. There's not that many projects on Algorand yet, and it's cool to see them and the foundation allow them to be at the side event and to allow them to do the airdrop and everything. Obviously, these are good people doing it the right way. And I will be doing a Munko giveaway this week. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned over on my Twitter at AJ Writes Crypto if you want to possibly win yourself some Munko there. So pretty cool stuff. Going to keep the ball rolling.
Hey, really quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
A question from I'm a Grogger. Hey, AJ, does it have to be coffee or can I drink anything out of a mug to participate? I would assume
you can drink tea.
Yeah.
I think the liquid has. I don't know if you can take a picture of water. I've never tried. But you could try, and because it uses this barista AI thing to validate it or whatever.
So just hot water, just do some hot water.
Yeah, or if that doesn't work, put some tea in there or put some soda in there. Or I don't know. You could experiment with it, but you can do it every day, every single day. And you actually will get extra points if you do it. You'll get extra Better tokens if you do it at a coffee shop. Because
that's the thing that you select, right? Am I at a coffee shop or elsewhere, right? And usually if you're just at home.
Exactly. I feel like my chat is frozen on my laptop here. I'm going to come out here, press the mute button, refresh. Keep in mind, we are going to do a rate my portfolio at some point in the show. Whoever wants a portfolio rating, the deal. Have fun with it. I know people have been asking for more rate my portfolio, so I don't have a problem doing that at all. Wanted to do it yesterday, but of course we did not stream yesterday, so we're making up for it now. So, at ETH Denver, I was hanging out with the people over at the Hedera tent, but the Hedera, said that they had a whole big thing inside of ETH Denver. Was hung out with Solo and Tyler from Galaxy. If you guys haven't checked out Galaxy, they're doing a lot of really cool stuff over there. It's kind of like a social media type app, but they're going to be integrating a lot of Web 2 stuff, a lot of interesting stuff there. And although Hedera, I mean, Hedera is up there on the list now, guys. It's not like we're buying Hedera at 6 cents anymore. Like when I was jumping up and down telling everyone to buy HBAR, it was 5, 4, 6 cents. Now it's holding at 24, almost 25 cents at a $10.3 billion market cap. So buying HBAR at this point, you do have to somewhat set expectations because, when something makes the jump from 2 or 3 billion to 10, you are losing some of that multiplication factor. But in the same breath, because it's so high up the list and trusted by more and more people and getting more and more visibility, this thing is still early in its journey. Right here. Oh, wrong story. Cancel. NASDAQ files for proposal to list and trade shares of Grayscale HBAR Trust. And this has been all over the place with these 19B4 filings for HBAR for its ETF. It is going to happen. And when this happens, it is going to get another piece of that missing piece of liquidity. Am I still buying HBAR here at this point? Yes, not as much as I was at 6 cents, but I still am buying it now. But I am certainly not running for the hills with Hedera at all. Actually, let me try to find an HBAR chart really fast just to kind of show you guys what I'm saying with this one. I know I have one up here. I have.
This is not the only ETF, right? Like there was the Canary Capital was the first one.
Well, yeah, and then Litecoin was put with it as well.
Right. And there's some, you talk about. I know we're going to get into it a little bit later in the show, but speculation about later this week. We've got the crypto summit at the White House.
Friday,
right? And so some speculation that HBAR is a U.S. based project as well. Like, potentially could get into the basket as well because they've got a lot of those Fortune 500 company connections through the council.
110%. And something I wanted to point out is, do I already have a fib pulled on this? Oh, that's just old levels. Okay. So kind of looking at like the most recent run here, right? I'll just pull a fib from the swing low, November 3rd, November 4th. And as you can see, HBAR is kind of in between a 382 and the 0.5. And look at where it, if you literally already had the November 4th to the local top measurement. So this fib was already pulled before this drop down happened. All right. And to be fair, look at where it bounced perfectly off the 618, which is also the 200 EMA on the daily chart. So man, it's one of those things that it's just so obvious sometimes. I mean, hindsight's always 2020, but I think that 18-cent HBAR, that was a really good value buy. And I did buy some crypto, the Thursday, Friday at ETH Denver, but not nearly enough. I mean, it's up 37% from that local low right now. It actually went up 60% and came back down. And is not mean to move that, and is currently fighting, that 200 EMA on the daily chart. Kind of zooming into the 2-hour chart, what I'm looking at with HBAR right now, it is kind of coming down the hill a little bit, but it's still above the 50 EMA on the 2-hour. So it might be a little early to go short. I mean, I bet if we went low time frame stuff, you probably could find an HBAR short scalp. But I really don't hate using the fib levels as a conditional range, like here and then target this, or here and then target this level or that local low there. I do want to zoom in on this one more time. Let's maybe look at like the 23-minute chart. And why do I look at the 23-minute chart? Because I'm front running the EMA patterns for the traders who run 30 minutes. And why do I run the 12-minute chart? Because I'm front running the EMA strategies of the traders who use the 15-minute chart. Most people go for even round, numbers, like increments of 5. So by using the 12-minute or the 23-minute, you're kind of front running everyone else's EMA strategy. That's kind of my line of thinking there. So on the 23-minute, it's actually a pretty interesting setup because the local point of control is actually down here in this range. And this little box of chop right here, it would make sense for HBAR to come back and at least retest this level. I mean, let me get like an exact measurement here. So from oh, there's my measuring stick. So from the February 24th to February, yeah, so it's been about 3 days and 17 hours inside of this 15% range. And that's what I like to refer to as a box of chop, where it's just like, it's going to be really hard to trade in this when something goes sideways for days and days and days and days and days, especially this little box right here. I mean, this was near impossible to trade that value range right there. I mean, we're talking it's been 6.7% for 2 days. You're not trading that. But when this happens, that is what I like to refer to as a significant occurrence, because in that situation, you're not trading the range, right? You're trading the break. And look what happened if you were to trade the break of that range, which would have been here to here. You're talking 39% in 2 days. So, and then when now we've come up the hill a little bit, we put in a lower high, which is kind of maybe we're in a local downtrend. And like I always like to say, we're in a downtrend until we're not, right? And when you compare that confluence with the point of control being in the heart of that previous, value area, it does make sense for Hedera to maybe come and test that level before it continues its way up the hill. So locally, I would definitely draw that downtrend. You can draw the second one if you'd like to, but really we're only really reacting to the top band of the parallel downtrend here. And then, so what I would do, you could, and then use this level here as confirmation, which is support resistance and Fibonacci. So that's really a powerful long alarm at 0.263, 0.263, powerful, confluence Fibonacci plus support resistance level on Hedera right there. Just for the sake of my degenerate self, I am going to look at the 12-minute here for a second. I wouldn't even hate another alarm right here. Oh, right there.
You break that level of
right there, because you could use that as confirmation, because we had rejection. So we were rejected, but down that 3 times. This is 0.258, and say it gets above the 50, breaks the trend line, breaks that trend, and then you could do a short scalp targeting the fib level, and that right there would be a 2.12% trade. That's what I'm talking about all day long. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to turn that alarm on even on this computer, just for the sake of doing it. I'm going to go HBAR long alarm. All right, create that alarm, and then type this one in just for the people watching. So this one is 0.258, 0.258. And then our target, I want to change the color of this line because this is support resistance. I'm going to make this yellow, because that white line, the trade across, is a support resistance, but it's also a Fibonacci level. And that would be our first target for that scalp trade. And that would be 0.263. So 258 would be the long alarm. 263 would be the first target. Like I said, that's about a 2% scalp trade. In the event it continues up, so you can react to that. And then, of course, this little local high right here would be, because there's really not much. You see how right here it kind of came straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. Anytime that happens, it's because there's not much volume, as you can see right here, in that level. So I actually am kind of more in the school of thinking that HBAR is going to go down from here. But in the event the long alarms go off, which is why we set alarms, if it gets past 263, I wouldn't be surprised for it to just shoot up and hit this level like it has in the past there. So there's a nice little overview on HBAR for you guys. Definitely have a couple stories here I also want to talk about. Well, first of all, Chains, bro, we got to talk about our man Donald Trump, because Donald Trump has done in 43 days.
Yeah.
43 days.
6 weeks.
I've done more what people have done in 4 or 8 years. Basically labeling it the most successful start to a U.S. presidency in history. Obviously criticizing the Democratic opposition, talking about the prices of eggs, the wasteful spending. The Department of Government Efficiency has been doing its thing. announcing the reciprocal tariff. So basically, if you're doing it to us, we're doing it to you. Double time. And, kind of emphasizing that common sense revolution. Man, wow. Yeah. A lot of takeaways there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I think a lot of us were really kind of hopeful that when, he started talking about crypto and started appearing at the conferences, and it really became apparent that this was a big ticket item for us. And really, we launched into the administration with this big focus on crypto, but only to, I feel like, did we get rugged in some way? I mean, it's been nothing but down. Is it his fault? No, not at all. Of course not.
No, but
I'm just kidding there. But the whole idea of there's those memes, right, where it's like, I'll take the Biden president with Bitcoin at 108,000 versus Trump at 80,000.
Yeah, but thinking about all of the SEC cases that were active.
That's the whole thing. Like at the end of the day, like it's just when in doubt, zoom out. And I posted something like this yesterday. It's like, when in doubt, just zoom out, realize where we are and what is actually happening in crypto. It's like, we could talk about this stuff until we're blue in the face. Like,
yeah,
literally the regulation is coming, and it's a good thing. We need it, right? Look what's happening in the meme coin space. We need a little bit of guidance in order for the rest of this ecosystem to flourish and to bloom and to become what the industry that it actually has become now, right?
Right.
And so at the end of the day, like, look at the writing on the wall. SEC, pack it up, go home.
Going home.
Right? All of those cases basically dismissed. I think we talked about this just the other day. There's just 2 of them, I think, open. It's like the Binance one's on pause, and the XRP one, like, they're trying to figure out like how to close this thing up, I'm sure. So writing's on the wall. Like, at the end of the day, like, this is we're going up big time.
Right. Yeah, man. It wouldn't surprise me if some of the pushing down is likely. I think it's completely manipulated, but I don't think like retail is the reason this is going down like at all.
No. It's an institutional bull run.
It's all institutional, and you have to remind yourself of that time and time again. And important. And why do I say this? Because the stage is being set, and that's the most important aspect. And guys, I'm telling you, this month might not be the best. April might not be the best. This summer, it might be rough. But Q3, Q4, these are the opportunities to pack your bags. And we've never had a bull run without the Grim Reaper following our every step. So certainly keep an eye out on that. I do see some people in the chat talking about WIF. Is WIF dead? So first off, WIF has gotten beaten up, and it's kind of sucks to see. And I'll show you if you ever considered whether or not you should join my Telegram group. Look at this chart. Wow. So we started this one back when I was in Barcelona, or even before that, and we were nailing moves like 72%. And then I remember we caught this big move down 56%. We caught a lot of this range in here. And then like it is really interesting, kind of seeing how the ranges continue 220% in 69 days. And as you can see, we even scooted, because a lot of the times we leave our alarms on, because the alarms we used to go long over here, we used again to go short down here in the Telegram group. I didn't pull them all over, but some of them were pulled over. But since then, WIF has just been completely obliterated. To be fair, I believe that there is. Let me just double check something on Bitunix here for a second, just to see how much day trade liquidity is even on.
Well, you look that up. One of the things that, with WIF, I was a big proponent of WIF too, and I felt like, it was the standout leader on the Solana ecosystem for meme coins. However, the dilution that happened to the Solana meme coin ecosystem over the last several months, I don't think anybody was kind of expecting to happen. You think about runs previous, right? We had just a handful of meme coin options. And so the mindset that WIF was going to be the one because it was the #1 by market cap on Solana, that I think you throw the baby out with the bathwater at that point, because there's just too much dilution. If we can concentrate the effort, you might see it get more of a market share. But with the amount of activity and the amount of options and the amount of dog shit that goes on in Solana right now, like it's going to be tough for that to be the #1 meme coin of all meme coins.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So it flew the Solana flag very early in the pump.fun world.
Yeah.
And for a lot of transgressions, for sake of a better word, happening in the Solana meme world, I think, some of the reputational damage that entire ecosystem took in their memes, I think WIF kind of suffered from that. I did, for the sake of argument, come over and pull up so right here, it's still, remember, 10 million in volume on Phemex was the limit that we needed to make sure the order book was good enough to get in and out of trades. Even now, this thing still has $157 million in its order book. So you can target this on leverage trading on Bitunix and spot trading as well. Before I do a little breakdown of the WIF chart here, I do just want to go ahead and say, let me do a quick room temp here. Got almost 200 people here on YouTube, more than that on Twitter. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member. I am going to do a members only live stream today to make up from yesterday. I'm going to say around 2 o'clock. We'll do a members only today, and then we'll do another members only on Friday. So for all of you, I know a lot of new people have recently joined the Telegram group, and I know you probably have some questions. I do an open Q&A in every members only live stream. So if you're learning the strategy, kind of learning the alarms, how to react to the alarms, you want to learn more about the Confluence checklist, the difference between my 23 or 12-minute scalp strategy, when do I swing trade, when do I scout trade, how did I find that sweet position yesterday? All those types of questions will be answered on members only today at 2 p.m. And of course, become a member to the channel. It's very inexpensive. And maybe I'll do some gifted memberships so people could see what that stream is like. We don't really do news. It's all the grind. It's all the nitty gritty kind of doing homework type of stuff. It's not always the most fun, but it's the most profitable. And that's what matters. We're here to make money. And I'm going to teach you guys my personal trading strategy. So, obviously, check that out if you haven't already. And there was one other. Oh, yeah. So we're talking about WIF. Oh, someone. I remember what it was. I had a super chat by Dwarf Dennis. $2 super chat. Hey, AJ, HBAR or Algo? Which one will perform better? This is a question that that has been asked 1,000 times on this show. And my answer is diversify. I don't have to pick between HBAR or Algorand because I hold both purposefully. At this point, in the same breath, considering the drastic difference in market cap, if we consider that Hedera, its market cap is $10.3 billion, all right, and Algorand's market cap is $2 billion. Basically, it's about a little more than a 1/5 ratio. So HBAR is going to have to outperform Algorand's inflows 5-1. If HBAR gets an ETF and Algorand doesn't, there is a chance HBAR could meet that ratio. It has basically, for every $5 HBAR gets, Algorand has to get $1. All right, just rough math there. Which one will perform better, in my opinion, from this point in time? I'm going to say Algorand right now, because it's a 4 billion is a double, 8 billion is a triple, 16 billion is a 4x. And if, HBAR gets to 16 billion from here, that's a 60% pump. So Algorand can do a lot more with a lot less money. But I still, there's a reason I hold both, despite HBAR kind of separating itself from the crowd.
Hey, really quick, speaking of Algo.
Yeah.
Speaking of Algo.
Sure.
I know it's not a super chat, but do you think that we could rate this portfolio?
Yeah.
Wagner,
I didn't see it.
Okay, so rate my portfolio, 605K Algorand at 18-cent average price point, 105K USD, total invested, no other coins. Haha.
Is there a goal?
I don't see one. No.
All right. Well, a goal. So for my portfolio, generally, you send a super chat of the percentage breakdown of your bag with a goal, 3x, 4x, 5x. But considering your average buy was 16 cents, that's good. But anytime anyone holds 1 or 2 or only 3 coins, you're putting yourself in a situation you don't need to be in. Bad diversification, a bad distribution is bad distribution, even if it's my favorite coin. If anything happened to that one coin, a black swan, something insane, that, an act of God kind of thing, you don't know. And although Algorand's one of my favorite coins, I'm a media sponsor for Algorand. I just continued my contract with them for another year. I love Algorand, but at the same point, you can't just hold one coin. You have to be diversified. I don't want, anyone to put all their eggs in one basket. And if anything ever happened out of our control, that's why we're diversified. Yeah. That's why I think kind of that 8 to 12, you don't want to have too many picks, because each pick you have is like adopting a baby, and you have to take care of that baby, and every baby
community too.
Right. You have to do in the community. Every baby you have has its own, needs its attention, has its own tendencies, et cetera, et cetera. You don't want to be the guy with 30 coins in his bag, because you're never going to properly manage that bag. You want to have a manageable bag, but you also, if anything happens to 1 or 2 of those coins, you still will make money. In the event you're only holding 1 or 2 or 3 coins, bad distribution is bad distribution. And even if it's my favorite coin, that's still bad distribution. Will you probably do just fine? Yeah. But I have to say what I just said for the sake of, proper risk management.
He said his goal is 750. He's got like, I don't know, $40,000 to go.
Yeah. And make it, buddy. I think you'll be okay, bro.
Like what's the goal of holding that much stable right now? Is the plan to deploy some of that into altcoins that are down right now?
Well, I mean, now's not a bad time, considering the we've proven that we're awake. The Trump pump kind of has woken things up, but there are still a lot of coins that are really weak right now that are really good to target. And that's something I'm doing a portfolio update video today. I will be buying a crypto today in that video, so make sure you pay attention to that. I might put it out tomorrow, since there's a members only video, but I'm probably going to film it today. Generally doing 3 videos in one day isn't going to be the best for the algorithm. But and also WD40, I didn't see the beginning of the show. We did the GRT chart at the end of yesterday's show. So go back and watch the end of yesterday's show. We'll do GRT. We did not do Pyth yesterday. We are going to do Pyth today. All right. Laramie, 10 million Bencoin rate my portfolio. And that right there is why we have a -5. The scale's not from 0 to 100. It's from -5 to 100. -5. There you go. That's what it's for. G.I. Joe, I do see your super chat and the portfolio rating. We will get that taken care of. But I'm going to do a couple of charts. We save rate my portfolio generally for the end of the show. All right. So I will get you. I got you. Quickly, a couple of things I wanted to run through. Where is that WIF chart that I pulled? Man, I have way too many tabs on this computer, bro. It is actually scary. There it is. WIF. So moving forward with WIF, we kind of talked about how much we traded this chart. It was a heavy, it was on when we were in our Phemex days on this channel, the coins with the most volume and leverage trading on Phemex, it went Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, WIF. It was always in the top 5, which is why we traded it so much, because it had so much liquidity. As you can see, we used some of the long alarms as short alarms at one point, and then it kind of faded out and we stopped targeting it. But if you wanted to target it now, let's look at a couple things here. So first of all, it does have bullish divergence on the daily chart. You kind of pull this, kind of coming down here, anchor wave, trigger wave coming up here. We are still in the red, but in terms of the money waves, in terms of the oscillation, this is a bullish divergence, although it's red in the money flow, coming down in a momentum wave and coming down in the VWAP, volume weighted average price, if you don't know what VWAP stands for. But let's couple things to take away though. From its current price to its previous wick high is the 39% move to 77 cents. Current price to 50 EMA would be to 92, 93 cents. That'd be 67% pump from here. So that's the kind of overview of the daily. And another important thing here is let's use our previous TA as to establish some levels here. Okay. Because when you zoom out this far, you understand this gap in the volume profile. Although the point of control is down here, there is still a lot of volume all the way up here around $1.50, $1.53. And guess what? It's not like there's not price action there. Like if you even go from the body of this candle, there's some action there. And of course, if you pull some of these old alarms over like this one right here at $1.47, perfectly aligns with support resistance here. Pull some old alarms over like this one right here at $1.89, perfectly aligns with support resistance there. So some of the old levels might come back into play in the event WIF comes back to where to this previous volume spike, which would not surprise me not one bit. And considering the top, let's look at if the point of control changes when we go like this. I'm curious because it's visible range volume profile. I just want to see if it flips the volume profile. I don't think it's going to flip. I think the macro point of control might be down there too. Yeah, the macro point of control is down there. That's interesting. Okay, so keep in mind this thing did get absolutely obliterated, but I still am convinced that there is some life left in it. Why? All right, so here is, previous lows from this blue line is from further back in the chart line I just gave you. But locally, this level matters. It's exactly 98 cents. All right. And then once it kind of comes down, this is the new place that matters the most, because this is its new box of chop. All right. So this is the low right here. All right. And WIF is basically in meme coin purgatory. All right. So since this day, February 5th to now, WIF has traded inside of a 54% range for 27 days. Wow. It's still a 54% range is a big range, but it's 27 days. It's been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, where really you can kind of eliminate those top pumps. Because if you kind of look at right around, it's not perfect, but right here, if you kind of see that how it was rejected here twice, this level is at 72.2. So if you want to say that some of those wicks up were outliers, it has spent most of the past 27 days inside of a 41% range. So that's important to say. Now it is kind of even further down than we'd like it to see at all. This is big support resistance here at 65.3. And then now from this point, we can go ahead and zoom into, say, a 23-minute chart. All right. Now this is where things start getting nifty. So this low has to be highlighted. So we got the wick here and the body of the candle there. That's at 53.6. If we hit that, go through that level, I'm fine with a short targeting the low. Come on, where's my measuring stick? There we go. And that's about a 5.24% trade down the 50.09. So let's put these levels in. 0.509. What was that move down again? One sec. Yeah, about 5.2, 5.3. Okay, perfect. And then the short alarm here is 538. 0.538. Okay. Now, we also have to appreciate that it does have a little local downtrend here, touching those 2 points together. Change the color of this to like gray. So what happens if we break above that downtrend? Well, there is, pretty obvious SR right here. Let me change the color of these back to yellow because it's support resistance. From this rejection here, we had to fight for it here. And of course, the most recent pump up was rejected from that same level. So we've seen 3 or 4 fights, even that one right there, at this level at 62.1. All right, so this is a really big level. 621. So I would kind of say that this is the gist of the conditional range right now. If you wanted to tighten the range and pull it down, you see this little wick here. Oops. If you see this wick here, all right, and how if you pull it across, it aligns with, you see how, well, let me go 12-minute chart here. You see how this wick right there kind of is the same level as this right here. So in the event it breaks out, I would use this level as confirmation instead of waiting for it to get all the way to 62. That because, I mean, if we break out and then go all the way to 62 and get above the 50 EMA, you miss 12% of the trade, right? But if we say, okay, we're going to use this level as confirmation at 59.4, 0.594, you are missing some of the trade, but we also want to wait for the price to get above the 50 EMA. I'm not really trying to pressure trade this one, considering how bearish it's been. But right there, 59.4 to 62.1 is a 4.6% trade to the upside. So this is the gist. This is basically Telegram group status for WIF right now. So 53.8 is your short alarm. 50.09 is target 1. 59.4 is your long alarm. 62.1 is target 1. And 65.5 is target 2. Let me type that in there. 0.655. Oop, 55. So there you go. There is your complete setup for WIF. That's how I like to break charts down. Notice how I zoom all the way out. I find those levels that matter the most, and then I slowly zoom in, and then local pattern, local with local confluence paired with confirmation or short levels. So, and then use the 50 EMA to guide you. If you're on a 12-minute chart and you're trying to do a scalp strategy, unless you're trying to pull off a pressure trade, something we've talked about recently on the channel, generally, if you want to go long on the 12-minute chart, you want the price to be above the 50 EMA. If you want to go short, generally, you want the price to be below the 50 EMA. The trend is your friend, and you're in a downtrend until you're not. That was pretty rock solid breakdown on WIF there. Tuna No Crust, welcome to the Grogger gang. Hey, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate, got a handful of super chats here. Before I get to the super chats, I want to cover one thing I have not covered yet in the show, and I did want to talk about Cardano. All right, so big shout out to the ADA gang in the house, or the Cardano community. Whales bought 420 million Cardano after Trump's U.S. Strategic Reserve crypto announcement. Guys, you know, when you see something pump 60-70% in one day, that's not retail. All right, of course, we got, you know, big whales with deep pockets buying this stuff. You know, you can see the breakdown of the short-term volatility here from Ali charts. And it is testing crucial resistance, and that's actually something that I talked about in the is this the,
you have a lot of tabs open.
Oh yeah, I don't want to show that ADA chart because that's the one I gave the Telegram group, but let me just pull a fresh ADA chart for you guys really fast, because I do, there is a really important thing I want to talk about on the Cardano chart. It's not that one. That's not the Telegram group one, but that is a chart I've used. So let's go 2 hour. Come on. All right. So ADA's in a really weird spot right now, because as you can see, here's the Trump announcement. You see that wick, that single wick, absolutely insane. All right. And then, of course, we came very far down that hill from the top. All right. We're talking, we lost 33% of that. And then from that low, we bounced off the 200 EMA exactly on the 2 hour chart, got 33% back, currently up 22% from that point in time. So this is really important. Why? Because this level where it got rejected from is like the biggest deal ever. And I'm talking exactly from that level. So this is right here is the January high, January 25 high for Cardano. Not exactly the December high, but you know, we had the January spike. It came down, January spike, came down that same level. So this level is very important for Cardano to break. And then you also, so once if we ever get back across that, we have that level there and then the local top. I'm not going to type down every number, but you can kind of just see the main levels where Cardano, has been here since 2025. And, we're kind of talking $1.17, $1.16 for that uppermost range. But now we have to deal with the more local problem. So for the more local problem, I will go ahead and zoom into, say, a 23-minute chart. Okay, so let's look at it like this. First of all, we can't ignore the downtrend. Breaking that downtrend is the key to getting out of this. At this point, and I'm pretty close to perfect support resistance right here. All right, that would be your confirmation, $1.01. All right. And now look at the bottom side. You see how these wicks over here kind of pretty closely aligned to these wicks here. So this is what happens when you see big pumps. You see this crazy amount of volatility, But now look, Cardano has spent the past 23 hours inside of a 10% range. And this is how we navigate. We don't care about the range. We care about the break. Okay. So I will type these major levels. So the confirmation level 1016, and that is in the event we're above the 50 EMA, we break the trend line and the support resistance line. That would be confluence for days. All right. And then the bottom level of this range that it spent basically the past 24 hours in is 916, 0.916. And then, of course, the target, I would say target 2, 75 cents. And then target 1, I would say it would be here, would be 82.3. So that is the kind of the overhaul on how I'm navigating Cardano from this point. There's a little bit more to it in the Telegram group, but this is the gist of it, where the break of this range is all that matters. And notice the local point of control is where? In the smack middle of this range. If you want to try to break your neck trying to get the swings inside of that, have fun. I will be waiting for the break of that range because that's where the real trade will happen. So obviously, if you want to see more setups like this, join our Telegram group. Send me an email, ajalphagroup@gmail.com. If you've sent an email and we have not responded to you, we will. Time takes time. We get a lot of emails, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to address the super chats, and Jay Chains and I will rate my portfolio. But before we do that, I do want to kind of quickly show you the portfolio that I am building. I have to update the one with the previous buys on it. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. I got too many tabs, bro. I'm talking like 50 tabs, ladies and gentlemen. Way too many tabs, brother. Way too many tabs. And I have to do the Pyth chart too.
That's another, man. It's like the graph. They're all doing the same thing. Just get going.
Yeah, I know. Just poke it with a stick. Come on. All right, you know what? I'll save the portfolio video for the portfolio video. I have the breakdown for that portfolio, but I'll just save that for that video because we have a lot of super chats, and I promised somebody that I would go over Pyth trading view. Hold on one second. Don't go to the screen yet. Trading view. Pyth. This was promised content from yesterday that I did not get to in the show. All right. So, hey, everybody, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Got almost 200 people here on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. So I hate when charts do that. Why do they do that?
The spotty.
Yeah, I don't know why. There we go. All right, let's start with the daily. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh, good Lord. I mean, I remember buying because of the bull cross here. I was thinking any Pyth you buy above, I mean, like around between 38 and 44 cents. I thought that was good because we had the bull cross on the daily and we were like trucking, and then it just stopped. Like I'm very concerned about the amount of money. I did buy some Pyth for my portfolio, and this is one of the worst performing coins in my bag. I mean, this is worse than the graph. I mean, the graph underperformed. this really underperformed.
I mean, this thing is down below basically.
It broke structure.
Right. Its first dip that it ever took, right? Like it obviously went straight vertical when it launched and is now lower than when.
Here's the thing. Here's the first spike. The first dip. So we have established support resistance, established floor. And then look, for the November pump, we got rejected where? The first spike. We've come down. See how many times we held this floor. Now we have broken structure. We've gone below it, tested it, and gone below it again. This is not pretty. This is not good. Could it recover from here? Of course it could, but a break of structure is just that, a break of structure. And it is really not what you want to see. Oh yeah, before I do that, also, since it has such a dramatic, we do have to consider this trend line. And that's kind of our saving grace, because this is a really sharp angle on a very large time frame. And anytime you see a sharp angle on a large time frame, it will break eventually, and there will be a trade. I don't know if it's a spot trade for months and months, but there could at least be, a pretty rational trade made from the break of that downtrend. I will change the color of the downtrend to white and keep the support resistance levels yellow. So this yellow level is, really the floor that we never wanted to lose. I'm going to say 2255, 0.2255. Okay. So now we kind of have to make the range itself. So we have this level right here. I'm just going to look at local support resistance. This was the floor, and then it became the ceiling. So in the event we break 2255, that would basically be a main target. And that is 2641. 641. All right. And that's not a bad trade if that was to work out. About 17%. That's pretty good. And now you got to tell yourself, okay, well, it wicked. Let me actually zoom into 23 minutes. As you can see here, it wicked to this level perfectly. This is 1649. Let's just call it 16.5. 16.5. All right. It wicked to that level, and then we put in a higher low, and then we were like, are we going to be bullish? And then obviously it breaks down from that. And then we bounce off the same exact level again. So if we lose 16.5, 16.49, you go short in discovery. All right. And that's not a conversation we want to be having in 2025. Not at all. What we can pull out of this is we do have the downtrend within the downtrend, the more local downtrend. Okay. So obviously make that connection with obviously the connection here, here, and here. All right. And then we have to pull our levels where this floor, well, yeah, that's pretty close right there. And that, how we have floor, ceiling. Okay, so that's a very important alarm. And it's interesting is that the local point of control is above that level and the current price. The current price is 17.7, right? That level is 18.8. So 0.188. So that's kind of how I'm looking at this one. Of course, you could pull a couple extra levels in here, like at 21.5, or even if you wanted to go from this little spike right here, there's like 21 cents. You could pull an extra couple levels in there, but that's generally the gist of this right now. If we lose 16.5, we're in short discovery. And if we break 18.8, you want to be above the 50 EMA and get above this local downtrend. And then 22.5 cents would be a target, and 26.4 would be a target. 18.8 to the point of control is 7%. Target 1's 18.7%. Back to its previous highest 39.5%. So there is your overview for Pyth. So yeah, I don't know how much I'll be trading that one here recently, but I did owe someone a breakdown. I told him I'd do it. All right, so Vchain, it is time. I'm going to say Devarity Roy. I'm going to draw the line with him. All right. No more after him. If you send a super chat in after his, might not get done today. But we do have a handful of super chats to get through here.
Yeah, Joe was the first one, right?
I understand for sure. I am going to answer Tristan Gage's question first in the chat. Hey AJ. Hey Tristan. How you doing, man? Wait. Hey Tristan. What's up? Okay. I have way too much fun with that, dude. I really do. Hey AJ. Do you ever go back and watch CryptoFace's live streams? I noticed that he calls every coin that's not Bitcoin a shitcoin. You have to understand that CryptoFace is from a different time. He's from the long ago, 100 years ago in 2014.
Crypto massive well before you.
Yeah, and at the time, that was the culture. It has only been 2021 is the bull run where people really started changing their mind about altcoins. And I literally was at the shooting range on Monday, and the owner of the store is a big Bitcoiner. Bitcoin Maxi, by the way. Great guy. He took a picture of my Cybertruck and tweeted it and said, "Oh no, the shitcoiners found me." All right. And but yo, he's really cool guy. And he apologized to me. "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm a big Bitcoiner. We're gonna argue a lot on Twitter." I'm like, "Look, dude, you're not the only Bitcoin maximalist I know."
Right.
You know what I mean? So you have to understand the old school crypto line of thinking. You know, so basically for every argument we have, like, "Oh, I could send you Algorand, as much Algorand as I want in 4 seconds." And then they have an argument, "Well, I'd rather just send it in Bitcoin and wait because it's more secure."
Hard money,
And then
hard money.
And then we're going to be like, "Well, is it really more secure, or is Algorand more secure because it's proof of staking or proof of work?" And then we get into, computer code conversations. And if you don't know how to code, which I don't, that's where the story ends. I'm a day trader. I don't need to know that. You know what I mean? So there is a level to that argument, and I understand where people come from. Also, you have to understand CryptoFace. He generally trades $100,000, $200,000 with enough leverage to make that trade at least $1 million or $2 million, sometimes $8 million. Basically, I mean, if you get in a $100,000 position at 10x leverage, that's a $1 million position. And a lot of times, some order books on some exchanges only have enough volume. If you're trading that high, you kind of have to trade Bitcoin. Luckily, now he's been trading on Bitunix, and Bitunix has insane liquidity to the point CryptoFace has been live trading SWI. Oh, wow. So that has changed a little bit. But you have to just understand that crypto in 2014, 2015, that was the line of thing. Anything that's not Bitcoin is a shitcoin. And that culture is slowly changing. So don't take that to like heart. He is also not like a hodl kind of guy. He's a day trader, like die hard day trader. I am kind of a hybrid of someone who hodls, someone who spot buys for the bull run, and then I separate my day trade bag from my hodl bag so my day trade bag can offset the losses my hodl bag takes. There's a lot to it, but that's kind of the gist. And I feel like a lot more try. I know Vchain's, you day trade and hodl as well. That's, kind of people are learning how to do that. But yeah, just because he says that doesn't mean it's true. I would say any altcoin. I mean, it kind of comes down to the risk you want to take. You know what I mean? Because there are altcoins in the top 100 right now that will fail. And then in the same breath, there's altcoins that are outside the top 400 that will eventually become top 50 projects. So, we don't have crystal ball. That's why we speculate and that's why, that's the reason altcoins exist, right? I mean, when Satoshi created Bitcoin, they didn't know that everyone in the world was going to use it. It wasn't built to scale. That's why it takes so long. The time of finality takes so long to send transactions. That's why Vitalik built Ethereum. But then Ethereum, the gas is so high, and there's those problems, and that's why we have Cardano and Polkadot, and that's why they call Bitcoin a first-generation blockchain. Ethereum's the second-generation blockchain, and anything after that is considered a third-generation blockchain because they're all trying to outdo the other one before it to complete the best argument for the blockchain trilemma. So that is the reason altcoins exist. And then I would say meme coins, I would call them fourth-generation blockchains because they don't do anything. There's not a utility. They're just pure speculation, pure hype, pure buzz. And you have to, if you notice, a lot of the altcoins, most of the altcoins that I personally target are all altcoins with a purpose. that all have, there's a thing they do, there's people they know, you know what I mean? And you know, really keep that in mind. So if
really like this whole narrative of like shifting over like to the utility aspect of, you know, blockchain now, I think like this is the moment. Like,
yeah,
this is the time for it to happen. It makes sense. Time for the industry to grow up, much like NFTs, right? NFTs are great. Generative art traits are so cool, but
yeah.
NFTs, the technology is so much greater than a picture. So it's time for, you know, that technology to grow. It's just time to grow up and let's integrate into society.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you there. So I read something in the chat. Well, first of all, I did want to take a quick look at the Bitcoin chart. You guys kind of got me curious. So we were talking about this uptrend 2-hour chart that broke down since the last time we looked, and then we had this support resistance level right there that it came up, broke down, but now we're testing the 200 23-minute, and it's popping. I don't hate a Bitcoin long scalp right now. I don't hate it. Yeah. Well, oh no, my chat went away. I need to refresh that because we're about to do rate my portfolio. 1 second. I absolutely hate when my chat on my laptop's like, all right, bye, I'm gone. See you later. Wait, what is that from what's that movie? Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later. You know what I'm talking about? Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, okay.
Dumb and Dumber. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't hate the concept of a Bitcoin long right now. I'm going to give it a little bit more time to see if it clears the 50. I might be cutting some of my foot off, but my reasoning is that we just printed a green dot on market cipher B. We're in the green in the money flow, and the RSIs are spread out and just hooked. The market cipher B setup on that time frame is strong, and then if we actually use this previous level here as a target, or even that first level as a target, that's 1%. Local high is 3%. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And also, you got to also kind of consider this idea, because you know this would have to break if I'm wrong. So you could put stop loss like, you know, 87,587, and then go from there. And I'll have to think about it. I'll have to think. I don't like that it's still under the 50 though. That's kind of stopping me. But the reason I brought up the Bitcoin chart is because someone said when CryptoFace talks about the monthly, it scares the shit out of me.
Well, he thinks that we're in a we're
actually
back it up, right? If I'm not
yeah. Oh, it's so hard for me to find a clean Bitcoin chart. All right.
Look at that Scamwick.
So yeah, that this not. I mean, what he's saying, monthly chart, you know, anchor wave, trigger wave, bearish div, and then the past 2 candles have been red. I would like to see a green monthly candle somewhere. I mean, this is already the March candle here, and it's done that. But you know, the conversation does change the more you zoom in. I know, even looking at like a 2-week chart, you know, that the Ganfan does add to his theory from the 2-week, even given the 50 EMA, because like the 50 EMA, it tested it back here, like when we had the bull flag and then we had the breakout. We could have like another situation where get rid of those, where we say we have one of these, and that could literally go till June, July, and then pop up for Q3, Q4. You see what I'm saying? So and then go to the weekly from there. Yeah, the weekly isn't the worst. It is kind of coming down in the money flow. The RSIs are beginning to spread. The expansion of the RSIs is a little scary, and it is coming down in the momentum wave. But guys, just because something's coming down in the momentum wave, I mean, look at this. This is what I want to show you. See how last time on the weekly, the VWAP stopped here. All right. And then look, this came down to here. Oh, you guys can't see. Sorry. I got it. All right. So that momentum wave, yeah, it came all the way from the top. It came down, but look, it turned around here. It doesn't have to go all the way down just because it's going down. So I would say as long as it kind of stays within that VWAP, you know, it obviously could turn around. What scares me is that the money flow is also pushing down as well on the weekly. So we are about to find out, that's for sure. Because and why am I kind of so skeptical when I say this stuff? Because when you look at the 2-day or the daily, it's not that bad. We're like in the green. The RSIs are hooking. Look how deep this momentum wave is. This prints, we turn, and then you kind of look at the setup, like you kind of look back at the candles on the 2-day, and that's what I'm saying, is that this already has a hammer candle. And then if we can get back above the 50 right here, we're kind of right back in the conversation of, you know, it's kind of a similar situation to what we had last year, is that we're going to have this flag, and then we're in the flag, you know, until we're not. And then once we get out of the flag, it's about the distance between the flag to the all-time high. All right. And then once we get to the all-time high, then we have a conversation. So, you know, that's kind of the overall genesis of the setup right now. And, you know, and when he says, you know, the monthly doesn't look good, well, guys, what have we been saying on this channel? That we are going to suffer. It is going to take time. You know, it took 272 days between death cross to bull cross, you know, on like the Vchain chart, and like I think it was like 260 days on a whole handful of other altcoin charts, basically saying that, oh, like, so from when the death cross to the bull cross, that would, from right now, that would put us to about the end of August, the 3rd week of August. And it would make sense if we, you know, hit a somewhat of a local bottom in August and then came up for Q3, Q4. I mean, look at November 4th, 2024. We were at the lowest point we've been at in months, and 30 days later, we were at all-time high local highs. So at any point in time, we're a month away from a new all-time high at any point in time. And generally that comes from the lowest part of the chart. Right. The night is always darkest before the dawn. And that has always been the case with crypto. So the monthly chart on Market Saver does look bad, because the next month probably isn't going to be amazing, but that doesn't mean we're not going to have a great October, a great November. I mean, look at the macro, you know, crypto capital of the world, everything Donald Trump's doing, the SEC dropping all these lawsuits, all the whales are still buying, all, you know, more and more ETFs are getting pushed through. I mean, the stars are aligning. It's just a matter of time. I mean, be patient, everybody. Be patient. Be patient.
Congrats.
Yeah. All right. So I covered that. Let's finally get to the super chats here. Let me pull you up here. Oh, not that one. That one. All right. So
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe, $20 super chat. Do appreciate you, G.I. Joe. Thanks for being here. Everybody else, make sure you smash like, subscribe to the channel. He says, I love this show and I hope this works. 130K invested. I'm looking to 6X. Hey, look, we have a reasonable man. HBAR, 21%, XRP, so 17%, CRO, 17, ADA 13, Doge 13, Jasmine 10, Flare 3, Vchain 1, Whoa. BAT 0.5. Well, BAT. Remember BAT, basic attention token? Remember that shit?
I would get rid of that one immediately.
All right, G.I. Joe. This is, I don't hate that you have some XRP, but I want you to understand the implications that if you want to 6X your bag, every coin you hold has to be capable of a 6X. And if you gave me this portfolio back when XRP was 50 cents, I'd have gave you a higher score. But XRP has separated itself and held the value unlike most coins in crypto. So if we go to, you know, the XRP chart here, all right, all-time XRP chart, not mean to draw that, all right, and we scoot this all the way down, all right. So from $2.47 for XRP, oh, excuse me, I have to draw this down more. I hope this puts it in perspective for you. For XRP to 6X, it has to go to about $17.90 right here. All right.
I know it's going to be $10 by Christmas.
So J-Chains and I do have a $1,000 bet about a $10 XRP by Christmas that I want him to pay me the money for the bet in singles so I can throw it in the air and say, oh, J-Chains money. Vchain's money, and then after that, I'm gonna get it in pennies, and I'm gonna put it in my bathtub and lay like, oh, like Vchain's money, Vchain's money. I stole that joke from South Park. It's not mine. I'm not funny, but so G.I. Joe, I don't hate XRP, but you're trying to 6x your portfolio. This is as high as XRP has ever gone in the history of XRP, and you need it to go all the way up there. All the way. That's not going to happen, dude. That's not going to happen. And that is, about 20% of your bag. Not to mention ADA, so about 35% of your bag, 36% of your bag is between, XRP. No, I'm doing that wrong because HBAR is 21%. XRP is 18%. The decimals were throwing me off big time. So 18 and 14. So 32% of your bag about is XRP and ADA.
Well, don't forget Doge either at 13%.
And Doge, yeah, dude. Like, so you're asking for a lot out of large market cap coins.
I would put a lot of that into Vchain, just right off the.
I mean, the Vchain pick. Do you know what's going? What you're going to hate, dude, is that when the smallest coins you hold outperform the rest of your bag. When Jasmy 8x's, when Vchain 810x's, even Bat might wake up. But this is what you need to happen for XRP to meet your goal. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be a bear. I'm just trying to be pragmatic. When you look at it like this, you really think to yourself, oh shit, that's a lot. That ain't happening. Not this run. Can XRP hit $20 one day in our lives? I think it can. Is it going to happen by November? No.
What do you see? What do you think about like when you see those headlines where like this analyst calls for $1,000 XRP or $10,000 XRP because of like this thing that's going to happen? Like it's how can we even allow these articles to happen?
Well,
I mean, there's not enough in the world to see XRP.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure we know of all people. We know that there are people in the world that will say absolutely anything for attention. Hey, Mr. Meeseeks, look at me. That's what they do. And they will say whatever it takes to get a rise out of someone. They will say whatever they have to do, right or wrong, sane or batshit fucking crazy. That's my point there. G.I. Joe, I think you have a reasonable bag, but a 6x is a lot because you're holding a lot of really large caps, and you are going to be upset when Vchain and Jasmy outperform everything else in your bag. If you'd like to temper your expectations, maybe 3x, wouldn't hate it, or redistribute into coins that are capable of pumping 6x. Yeah. That's my take. I'm forever a pragmatist, and people know this about me. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, regardless of how much attention it gets anybody. I have a strong core audience. I have my Grogger family. We're good. You know what I mean? So I'd rather be real with people than lie to them and then have you have an expectation in your mind and then write it to the bottom because that expectation was the Bible and you never take a penny of profits. That's not happening to the Groggers. Not on my watch. Absolutely fucking not. So in terms of giving you a score, I have to give you a bad score because I don't think this portfolio is going to 6x from here.
Is it? Oh, go ahead, give your score.
I like the HBAR. Yeah, even HBAR 6xing from here, dude. That's a lot, man. Like just really fast. Like that at this point, you have to understand that I have to change some expectations at this point. We're not at 6 cents anymore. We're not at 6 cents anymore. We're talking about HBAR 6xing from 24 cents. So here's HBARs, all the HBARs, whoever HBAR the bars. Oh, we got to go. Excuse me. I have to go down further. And there's that dot that I drew. Remember that? Yep. That's 6. Yeah. So right there. Yeah. $1.65. Good guess when you said $1.70. I think that's more possible than XRP. So if we go to coin perspective, let me just find like a blank.
Now let me ask you a question. Can you give more points in the score if the person is willing to reallocate?
Of course, okay. But that's a different thing.
Yeah, good point.
Oh. All right. What was the $1.63? $1.63, a $68.3 billion market cap. That's obviously a little incorrect with the percentage gain there, because we just measured it on the chart. Sometimes this thing's a little off with that stuff, but overall, it would need a $68.3 billion market cap. That's more likely than the XRP bit. And what was the price for XRP again that it needed to hit? $1.65.
Yeah.
So if it, oh, hold on. No, that's not right.
No, $15 is what he was looking for, right?
Oh, that's right.
17.
Yeah, it was like 17. Yeah, you're basically asking for $1 trillion cap this bull run.
Dude,
that's insane.
That's a slam dunk.
Dude, no way. No way.
Market cap is just like I don't know if I believe this or not, but Gabriel Velasquez says market cap doesn't matter for XRP.
Okay, bro. Yeah, market cap doesn't matter, except that so let's talk about why market cap matters. All right. So the price of a coin is the circulating supply, is the market cap divided by the circulating supply. And that's a fraction. And the numerator of that fraction is the market cap. That's why the market cap matters. Okay. The market cap definitely fucking matters. All right. Dwarf Dennis, $5 super chat. Thanks for the super chat. G.I. Joe. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got to give you like a 63. I like your bag. If you would have sent this to me in October, I'd give you a great score. But the game has changed from this point. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be a pragmatist. And I think you'll do okay if you're looking to 3-4x maybe, but a 6 it's too much. Dwarf Dennis, 170K. And then he gives me the breakdowns. So I don't do mental math that well. You have to give me the percentage breakdown. But just so you know, we're looking at 170K of HBAR, ADA, and Algo. And he's looking to get to 300K. So basically, I think HBAR, ADA, and Algorand are all at least going to double from here. And you need less than a double from here. So although there's only 3 coins, and I would think a better distribution would be to have a little bit more coins just in case if one of them fell off the face of the earth, Black Swan event, you would be screwed. But on the face value, considering it's those 3 coins, I'm going to go ahead and give you like an 8. I'm going to say, are you going to achieve your goal? Yes or no? Yes. In terms of distribution, I'm going to give you like an 80, 78. You don't get a B for only holding 3 coins because of the Black Swan, if there was a Black Swan in the terms of bad distribution. But are you going to achieve your goal? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I think, if anything, it's like, when you say the bad distribution, and if you look at the performance, say, of HBAR comparatively to the rest of the market, and I think we've talked about this, where, from the 5 cents or where it was up to the 24 cents and how it maintained, whereas nothing else maintained,
right?
It's going to be tough to get the multiplier effect from HBAR. But we do love where the direction of it is heading. I don't think I'd be as critical. You said what, 80, 78?
70, yeah, like a C plus.
All right, I'll give you an 85.
Okay, I like that. I mean, I think he's going to achieve his goal. That's what matters. And then we got Tuna No Crust. Welcome to the Gogger Gang. Hey, man, thanks for joining the Gogger Gang. I am going to stick around to the end of the show. I am going to do some gifted memberships because we are going to do a members only live stream today and a members only live stream on Friday to make up for the one we missed last week. I'm going to go ahead and say 2:30 for members only. It's 12:11 now. EST, of course. ESV
is the next one.
All right. 35K, 20% Link, 20% Ondo, Injective, Sui 18% both, Render 15%, Algorand 9%, 5X. Yeah. I like that.
Sui, the only one that I think that I would have, well, I guess maybe now.
Link and Sui.
250. Sui is going to be, I think, a challenge to see 5X's from here.
Yeah,
but
and maybe
Link. For it on some of the other coins, you will make up for that.
Here, let's look at Link real fast. I haven't looked at the Link chart in a while, so I'm glad we're doing this. This is fun. For the record, I absolutely fucking love doing this segment. It is like the most fun. So So from right here, you're only looking for a 5x, right? It's a 5x?
Yes.
Yeah, 5x. Okay. Oops, wrong click. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, bro. $96 link.
$100. That was always, man, that was always the thing, right? To have the suicide stack, to get it was 1,500 link, and to have $100 price tag, that would put you in the millionaire club. That was the deal.
Let me tell you why I don't think this is going to happen. So we were going to trend angle. Low point of the run was right here. 45-degree angle. Okay, drew it about as close as I could with my naked eye. Gone fan.
What is it, a 45-degree angle that you have to do?
45-degree angle from the center of the swing low. And you can see it makes sense because the 1-1 is the most important level. And as you see, the 1-1 was rejected here, rejected the 2-1 here, and rejected the 1-1 in the most recent pump, and actually currently bounced off like the 1-3, I believe that is right there. The 1-2 right there. So because the 1-1 is a 45-degree angle, which is the most important level in Gone theory. So that is a pretty close to accurate Gone fan for Chainlink this bull run. And keep in mind, you are trying to get to $100, and the cutoff, so let's just say January 2026 is here. All right. And $100 would actually be, by that point in time, would be in this, would be in like the 2-1 or the 3-1. I do hate it, and I'll tell you why. Because Chainlink 1 has only existed below the 1-1 since May of 24. So since May of 24, it has not broken the 1-1. And when it was above the 1-1 before that, it never once got into here. Mm-hmm. So at the very most, $79.
So, but let's think about this. And I love how we can have this conversation.
Yeah.
Because, like, charts aside, think about the narrative of what's happening right now. You got the RWA ecosystem about ready to explode. You got this whole concept of the US-based cryptos. Chainlink is going to play an integral role in a lot of the things that are coming up. So again, sentiment side, kind of the utility aspect of what we're going to see over the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're drawing our deadline at the end of this year, potentially we could get probably stifled on trying to get $100.
Yeah, it could go longer though. Like given the regular, everyone always talked the shortened cycle theory because, before the May, after the March 2024 pump, there were people that said that was it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, guess what? You're high on drugs. And then guess what? We pumped at the end of the year. And now everyone says that was it. And you know what I'm saying? Guess what? You're high on drugs because it's going to be the end of this year. But considering the ETFs, considering what Trump's doing, like with the economy, with Doge, with everything else, and that we're going to have no regulation. We're going to have no regulation in all the ETFs in the world. If there was a pump that was to go longer in time, I would say it's this one, given the macro. Given the macro.
We have been saying for years that this next bull run was the bull run of all bull runs. This was the largest transformation of the wealth, right? Like, so if it does extend, think about the United States stock market from 88 to 2000, 12-year bull run.
Right.
That doesn't always happen. And like, we're an emerging market. There's no reason why we can't extend some things out. And I'm not saying 12 years, but hey, let's do like a 5-year bull run. Let's do a decade-long bull run. Let's try it out.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that. Before I give this score, I did finally find the tab with this bag, and I am going to update it. This is before the last buy that I did. Obviously, I think that this is too many coins for your average person. Because your average person doesn't do crypto for a living and consequently cannot properly manage a bag with this many coins. But from my side of the fence, kind of having a fairly even break between Algo, Jasmine, Ondo, and then I added Vchain to this bag because I could not spot buy Vchain on Femex, but I can spot buy it now. So I am going to add a little bit more Vchain. I think I'm going to have HBAR more than the others, but less than the big four, because I'm playing catch up with HBAR. That's also why there's no XRP in this portfolio, because that's playing catch up too. But I did add Cardano to this portfolio as well. So there's a couple more coins. And also Brett, Pudgy, and PT are going to be irrelevant. And I'm probably just going to take my dents with those three and move on. Or I'll just get rid of PT and keep Pudgy and Brett just to see what happens for meme exposure.
Have a little exposure to them.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this is a fairly even distributed bag, man. All the picks are really good. Near, Arrow, HBAR, FET, Render, AVAX, Shiba, Optimism, Graph, Pyth I'm worried about, Vet, Jasmine, Ondo, Algo. I mean, that's rock solid, guys. That's it. It doesn't get much better than that. I am the best to ever do it, period. I'm just kidding. But no, I think that bag's going to do good. I think that bag's going to do rock solid. But in terms of giving our guy DSV a score, likelihood of you achieving your goal, I'm going to say is probably, well, I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think Link is almost leading your bag. I'm going to go ahead and say that the other 80% of your bag has to make up for what Link's going to underperform. And 18% of that 80% is Sweet. And I don't know if Sweet can 5X from here. So, we're really looking at about 38% of your bag is likely to struggle. I'm not saying struggle as in it's not going to do shit, but I am going to say struggle as in they're probably not going to 5X. They could 4X, they could 3X, but I don't know about a 5. I'm more confident. I think Sui could 5. I'm pretty confident Link's not going to $100. With that said, I like the other coins in your bag. I think Ondo and INJ and Algo are going to save you. I think Renders are right down the middle pick. I'm going to give you like a 78, 77. I think if it was a 4X, I'd give it to you all day. But now, 5X from here, I don't know. What do you think, Chains?
For some of the same reasons as you, right? Like with Sui, I think Sui's gonna have a hard time doing the 5X here. Link, I honestly, again, narrative. I know we looked at the charts and the fan and how everything positions out. I do think that we could see $100 Link, and so I'll give you the credit on that one. Ondo is gonna do way more than a 5X anyway. Injective potentially. Again, I'm hung up on the Sui thing. I'll hit you with like a 90 only because I think with Ondo, Render, and Algo, you should for sure make up anything that you don't get out of Sui or Link.
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair. Did you give him a score?
We'll say 90.
90. Okay. J Chain is the bull. I'm the bear. I like this.
And I'm an Ondo bull, so that 20% in Ondo.
That's fair.
That gets me. I got like sweaty hands. I'm really excited for you.
Oh, I'm definitely buying more Ondo in my portfolio update for sure. All right, we got the last one we're gonna do for our boy Roy boy. Roy boy, you did kind of mess this up because you got to give us the percentage breakdowns, because you told us how much you have in each coin. Shit. Ondo, XRP, Vet, ICP, Sui, Graph, Render, HBAR, Pyth. Do I reach 1.5 mil? Well, how much does that add up to?
Well, I mean, let's look at this. Let's look at Ondo at 51K. Well, let's look at Vchain. 210,000. Is that tokens or dollars, do you think?
I don't know.
Let's because he's trying to do 1.
Well, if I guess of 1.5 million, I guess he's talking dollars.
Yeah. So Vchain itself, if you got $210,000 worth of Vchain itself is going to do more than 5x. It's a 10x to its all-time high.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm just going to add up 51, 118, 210, 3, 12, 21, 12,
you're pretty much
120,
half a million
30. Yeah, 577. So he needs somewhere between a 2 or 3x, like a 2.5, 2.6x is what he's looking for, roughly. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll do that.
Oh, with that bag, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You're going to 1.5 mil with that bag. Yeah. It's all about the likelihood of you achieving your goal. If your portfolio is currently worth 577,000 and your goal is to get to 1.5 million with that bag, I believe that you are certainly going to get there with that bag. Right now, I am going to, we just hit 1,500 viewers across both Twitter and X, I mean, YouTube and X, 1,500 between both. That's awesome. Thank you guys for being here. We do have over 225 people on YouTube. Everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member. I'm going to do a members only live stream in about 2 hours from right now, around 2:30. And that is where we go over all the positions and the personal setups from the Telegram group. And the Telegram group, what you see in the Telegram group are the charts that I personally use for my personal trades. And I go over all the charts I gave you in the last week. And we go over what worked, what didn't work, what won, what didn't win, what we could do better, and future positions and things I'm looking at moving forward. It's like the Ultra Alpha show. And if you want to become a member of the Telegram group, send an email down below, ajalphagroup@gmail.com, and we will get you signed up. You cannot search for my group on Telegram. It is a private group. You will only find fake bot AJs that will try to rob you. I don't know who they are. It's a private group. I am going to do some... So I am going to give 10 people memberships. If it lets me, I don't know why it's not letting me click it.
Congratulations to the new member.
Here, I'm going to refresh on YouTube. There's super chats that I didn't see. I think my chat was behind.
Yeah, there's...
You guys like Ondo backstabbers? I'm not gonna lie. J-Chains and I were on the Ondo very early. Very early. And guys, you know why I'm on time with every coin? Because I watch what happens with the exchange listings. So I see these things coming as they hit the big exchanges, and like even before they hit the exchanges. So that's one of those things that's just like, it's not like rocket science to figure out, oh, like what's this project. You check out that project and then you're like, oh, well, it's doing that, and then boom, you're in. So not too crazy to... hold on, I'm gonna try to gift membership gifting. There we go. It's letting me do it. I'm gonna give 10 memberships. Bye. All right, giving out 10 memberships. If you are getting a membership, join us for members only at 2:30 in 2 hours, or make sure you come hang out on Friday. We're going to do members only as well. Normally, the members only are on Friday. I'm doing Wednesday and Friday this week because we missed one. Congratulations, everyone. Do you have a video that breaks down trading for beginners? I have a video on YouTube that breaks down exactly all the indicators I use and how I use them. So scroll down my videos by that. I'm also about to do a video on how to leverage trade on Bitunix. So don't miss that one either. Very, very easy things to do.
Really quick, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yep.
What is your #1 favorite indicator?
Market Cipher B.
Boom, there it is.
Market Cipher B.
Shout out to Face and the team and Flopping Groper and all those guys.
100%. I don't know if Pyth is going to hit $1 from here. I really don't know. I want it to, dude. But like, Pyth is in kind of like an unknown for me right now since it has broken structure. Do you see an 8X for Algo and Vela? I don't know VELO. I've seen it, but I don't know enough about it to make an educated opinion about it. Someone said I'm trading all my XRP for GRT. Why don't you trade all your XRP for a couple things, not just one thing? Someone said that in the chat. And then someone said, can you do the Mr. Meeseek dance one more time? I'm sorry. I did do it as a joke, but I'm Mr. Meeseeks for Halloween every year. And AJ, I'm not even there that day. Like AJ goes somewhere else and this other guy takes over, and he's Mr. Meeseeks. And I can do the voice really good, but I can't do the voice without the mask on. If I have the mask on, people think it's Mr. Meeseeks. I went to a music festival called Firefly, and I was Mr. Meeseeks one night, and I literally took a picture with like 1,000 people. And I was like, square your shoulders, Jerry, and like all that shit. And it was probably the best night of my whole life. Yeah, best night of my life. But yeah, maybe for Halloween. We got a couple months to wait. Mr. Meeseeks probably going to be a multimillionaire this year. I'll tell you that. But all right. That's awesome. Well, you guys all rock. You guys are the best. If you got a membership, show up to members only. We'll do it in 2 hours. And I like members only because it's a more kind of intimate setting. I purposely have the money wall in the way because I only want people that care to be there. I want the people that are willing to invest in themselves. And when you pay for something, it matters more. If everything's free, it doesn't matter to you. But if you pay for something, you're going to want to show up. You're going to want to go do that. So obviously, I'll probably get a lot more details. And I don't know. I've been putting a lot of effort in the members only, and I know the people that show up to it every week get a lot of value out of it. So I'll see you in about 2 hours, everybody. Vchain's, any final closing thoughts?
Oh man, buy the dip if you got dry powder.
Yeah, buy the dip if you got dry powder. Well, shout out to my homie Vchain. We will be here Thursday and Friday, same time. My name's AJ Writes Crypto. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Pretty please smash the like button on the way out the door. Subscribe to the channel. Become a member. To you members, I'll see you in 2 hours. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace.